All right, what is good, YouTube? So, this is a video that making just because it's something that has genuinely been kind of on my mind recently. And the reason I say that is because I've had a lot of time to reflect on like some of the big changes that have happened in my life. And the thing that I can always fall back on is fitness. And I genuinely believe that every man, or really every person, should implement fitness into their life one way or another. And I say that because fitness has completely changed my life for the better. It changed my entire outlook on everything. And I've seen it happen to those around me as well. So there's no reason why, there's no situation where fitness will be detrimental to your life. It's only positives. So I'm going to talk about and discuss why every man should implement fitness in their life, no matter where you start, no matter what your situation is. And these are the type of videos I want to start making on my channel. Just things kind of just spilling my thoughts and, just trying to give value where I can. So it does not matter where you are now. Let me explain. It all really stems back from the mind. All the information is out there for you to build your dream physique. It really just comes down to whether or not you're able to or willing to put in the work and take the action to get there. I'm sure if you really thought about it, you could figure out how you could get in shape, but maybe you just don't have that guidance and accountability. You don't have the mindset. You don't have the discipline to take those first steps. Your current situation is uncomfortable, but not uncomfortable to the point where you want to make a drastic change, like doing fitness. And for some of you, myself included, this is why I included the pictures. You have to hit rock bottom in order to in order to find that desire to make that change. For me, my rock bottom was just getting bullied through high school consistently all the time. Like, I'd say my junior and senior year, I got bullied like so much for being skinny. I mean, I think it really just stems back. People just saw me as an easy target because I was super skinny, and also I was super quiet, didn't portray a lot of confidence. And I think people just saw me as an easy target and used that to bully me. And, I just kept telling myself, I was like, why me, dude? Like, I would go to bed every night just thinking, why is this happening to me? Why am I the one getting picked on so much? And then I thought to myself, I don't have much going on. Like, I mean, I was getting good grades just because all I did was study and play video games. Like, I didn't have much going on. I would come home from school, do my homework, and then just play video games until like 4 a.m. And that only just made my problems worse. And that was my rock bottom. Like, eventually I just had enough, I would always be the last one to get picked on the sports teams. Even girls would get picked before me. And eventually, it just had enough. I just had enough. Like, it can only I told myself it could only go on for so long because it wasn't going to stop unless I did something about it, which I did. I joined the gym, and it genuinely saved my life. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It genuinely saved my life. And still to this day, the gym is my outlet. It's what I do. It's my happy place, and that's why I'm trying to help others do the same. But anyways, moving on. So the first principle that fitness really gave me or showed me in life, that the importance of delaying gratification. In order to be good at something, you have to suck at first. And I'm talking horrible. Like, I was working out for like 2 years before I saw any results. And, at the time I was young, I was like, I knew fitness was the only way I could do anything about it, because it's either stay skinny or get fat. And I don't want to get fat. That's just the problem on the other side of the spectrum. So I wanted to get jacked because, I mean, why not? So I was doing everything wrong for like 2 years. I was like, man, I was getting bullied. I can't figure out like why fitness isn't working for me. And then, eventually it just clicks, just through experience. That's just through everything. But I was able to delay gratification. And for most people, from what I've seen, I was what they call, I guess, a late bloomer in fitness, where I didn't see results for a while. Most people tend to start seeing decent results after a year. And the reason I'm saying that is because you need to set your expectations properly. The first 6 months to a year or anything, the first like 0 to 12 months, I should say, you're going to be questioning whether or not it's even worth it. And this is why most men fail. Most people fail. Maybe they'll see a little bit of results, they'll lose a little bit of weight, gain a little bit of muscle, but the amount of work and adversity they're facing day after day is not worth the results that they're getting. So then they quit. And that is why most people fail at fitness or just any other endeavor in life. So drop your ego, accept that you're not going to be good at it, accept that it's going to be slow and steady progress over a long period of time, and anything in life that's worth having is going to take you a long time to get. It's going to set you miles ahead of everyone else if you can accept that mindset. Because in this society that we have today, people just want instant gratification, instant dopamine, just instant results. And it's making people weak. So look at anyone who has something that you want, whether it's a physique you want, more money than you, better family life. Look at what they have and ask yourself, how could they possibly, like, what do they possibly have that you don't? And a lot of times, believe it or not, it's not much, if anything. What they do have, though, is just more time under the belt, more time under their belt, and they've learned through experience. And at one point, every professional was a complete beginner. I know you've probably heard that a million times, but it could not be closer to the truth. You have to understand that everyone starts from somewhere. Do not compare your first chapter to someone's 30th chapter. You just can't do it. It doesn't make any sense. There's just no level playing field there. So the habits that fitness will build for you, your physique is a direct representation of your habits. You got to cut the vices, cut the porn, cut the drinking, smoking weed. All that shit is just going to make your brain think that it's winning because it's releasing dopamine in one way or another. And that's just going to bleed into other areas of your life where your brain tells you, oh, I don't have to work that hard to get this dopamine release. And then what's going to happen is you're not going to work towards anything. You're going to say, oh, why would I even work towards, trying to get in shape where I could just, I don't know, fucking smoke weed or watch porn and get the same dopamine hit. Probably even a better dopamine hit, even a more guaranteed dopamine hit. But do you want to become that type of person, though? Like, actually question yourself. Do you want to become that type of person? It's going to be hard at first. Like I've said it a million times, fitness is going to be super hard at first, which is why I recommend, I wish I did this sooner, tracking your habits. Literally making an Excel sheet, saying, did I eat all my meals? Or did I eat all my meals? Did I track my macros? Did I hit my workouts? Did I get 8 hours of sleep? If you just do those consistent things over a long period of time, you're going to see results. Just literally list out some of the things that you would have to do for a long period of time that would make it unreasonable for you to not reach your fitness goals or any goals in general. Just list them out, do the daily habits that would get you closer there, and stack the small wins. Stacking small wins is the most important thing. One of the most important things in this entire video. Block out all distractions, and you're going to have to make temporary sacrifices for indefinite results. It's much more than just working out and building a physique. You become a completely new person through just fitness because it bleeds into other areas of your life. So not only will you have more respect for yourself because you can keep promises that you make to yourself, but also others around you will have more respect. Whether or not you care what other people think, to some extent, everyone does. I don't care what you say. No matter how enlightened you are, you somewhat care what people think. It's not either yes or no. It's a spectrum of how much. So your environment. If you really want to change your life with fitness, you have to change your environment. If you change your environment, it will change you. You cannot outwork a shitty environment. It will be way more difficult than it needs to be if you are consistently surrounding yourself with drinking, partying, drugs, and other bullshit. What you'll find is that if you stick to your promises and keep working towards your goals and stacking those small wins every single day relating to fitness or just anything personal development related, those wins will start to feel better than doing any of those vices. And I can say that because I used to go drink so much. I used to do all this dumb shit. I watch porn. I don't watch porn at all. It's been like a year since I watched porn probably. And And the reason I was able to quit all of that was just because I was able to stack these wins for so long, and I genuinely preferred to stay at home working towards whatever I was working towards, getting my 8 hours of sleep, waking up early, doing my cardio, eating healthy. And that just really elevated my frequency as well as my confidence and self-worth. And it's going to come to a point where, you might think, you'll get a lot of urges at the beginning to do all those, pleasurable activities, but stacking the small wins will feel better. It takes time to build that, but it is so worth it. The purpose you will feel will outweigh the pleasure you were previously chasing. Like, think about that for a second. You want to chase, as a man, you want to chase purpose, not pleasure. Because what's life without purpose? What gives us purpose is progression. Fitness is progression. And one thing it took me a while to understand this is that you do have more influence than you think. You can use fitness to elevate your mind state, and then the chances are that others will follow you. Others that actually want to see you do better will do better themselves in return if they see you, taking action and keeping promises to yourself. But the also opposite applies. If you bring negative energy to people, they're going to reciprocate that. Think about it. If you start dating a girl who, didn't do any drugs, no drinking, partying, or anything like that, but that's all you do on the weekends, and you bring her along, chances are she's going to adopt that lifestyle too. And do you want to be that person who's a bad influence on people you care about? Probably not. You want to set an example for those around you. And you can really dramatically place a positive or negative influence on those around you through your actions. You've heard it a million times, but actions do speak louder than words. I could say anything. Words are completely meaningless unless you actually take action from those words. It does not matter what you say. It only matters what you do. Society is lacking having that more positive masculine role models, and the fitness is the foundation for all of that. Just because the lessons, the habits, the discipline that you will build through building a physique or just building up your mindset in general. Become a positive role model. Fitness is the foundation. Fitness is the best starting point to do any of that. You attract what you desire. You will stop chasing. You'll stop chasing that pleasure. You'll have that purpose, and you'll start leading from example, leading from the front. It's not just about the physique or getting jacked. It's about the person you become through the adversity and keeping the promises you make to yourself. The person you become through building a physique will only benefit other areas of your life. You'll understand what it actually takes to achieve something others want, to achieve something others are unwilling to do, to work for, I should say. And that discipline you build from the first 0 to 12 months of sticking to a fitness routine will translate to every aspect of your life. You'll understand that building a relationship that's going to last forever is going to take more than a couple months to build up. I mean, just think about it for a second. It translates to every area of your life. And I get it. Sometimes people they'll know they need to get into fitness, know they need to get in shape, but they just don't know how to go about it. And look, man, I've been there. But what I can tell you is that by sitting there and thinking about it over and over and calling yourself, or I guess, what's the word? Being a thinker is not going to get you there. Even doing any action is better than some. Just join the gym and focus on showing up 3 to 4 times a week. That's it. Maybe walk on the treadmill for like 20 minutes, do a couple curls, and dip. It's better than nothing. No, are you going to get jacked or get shredded doing that? Probably not. But is it going to get you closer to your goal than sitting at home and smoking weed and watching Netflix? 100%. Over time, you'll learn through experience, and you'll find what works best for you. You'll learn through experience. Keep that in mind. You can only do so much research. Your brain can only interpret so much at once. And while you're doing those, and while you're focusing on the initial part of your fitness journey, watch more fitness-related content on I mean, I'm going to say it, social media and particularly YouTube. There's actually a lot of good value. That's how I learned most of my stuff when I was coming up or when I was starting out. There's a lot of good information out there, but there's also a lot of bad information. So it might take you some time to decipher from which is which. You're going to learn different workout splits and exercises to do. Oh, actually, also, this is something that I did a lot too. I would watch other people in the gym, not like be weird about it. Don't be weird about it. But like, you know, if you're like up watching it on the treadmill, maybe instead of just staring at your phone the whole time, you're looking around, seeing what exercises people are doing, just kind of get an understanding of like how to perform certain movements. And I mean, that helped me a lot. I learned actually a lot of unique movements that I didn't even see online from people at the gym that I ended up really liking. So just pay close attention to the environment. When you're in that gym environment, that positive environment, pay attention to those around you. Maybe even spark conversations, ask for advice. I know that's probably asking for a lot, but you'll be miles ahead of everyone else because no one else is willing to do that. It's very unlikely. And I've had people come up to me in the gym, ask me for advice. Not only does it make me feel good that I can actually help them, and I'm sure it gives them confidence that I'm able to point them in the right direction for whatever they needed help on. Also, for nutrition, watch people's full days of eating on YouTube. That gave me a good basic understanding on what foods to eat, because I was where I was lost too. I was eating like 2 meals a day at first, and I was probably eating like 1,500 calories. How do you expect to build muscle off 1,500 calories when you're 5'10" and a half? It's not happening. And keep in mind, like I said, you have to differentiate between good and bad sources of content and information. I'm going to tell you right now, if you watch the guys who inject steroids on camera and eat fast food 3 times a day to try to learn from them, you're setting yourself up for failure. And I maybe you've not seen those guys on social media, but those guys are just characters at the end of the day, going for likes, engagements, things like that, which I respect, but at the same time, don't look to them for advice. All I can say. You can also watch my full training on my YouTube channel. I'll link it down in the description where I go into more depth on how to get started with fitness and what it like going through my whole personal transformation on like what I did step by step. That might help you too. Can give you like some sort of starting. And you can also feel free to reach out to me on IG. I'll link it down below down below as well. And if you tell me you came from this YouTube video, I will send you a free training program that includes workouts, a supplement, recommendations, training planner and tracker, and just everything that you would need to get started. It would give you a good foundation, literally for free. And if you want to fast track your results, shorten your learning curve, and just have some like expert guidance and accountability, then we could jump on a call to see if we could potentially work together and what that might look like. I'll put my calendar in the description as well. But that's up to you, honestly. Like, I'm just kind of throwing that out there as an option, but that is up to you. If you take some of the things, the principles and the tips I detailed in this video and apply them to your current life, you will change your life through fitness. I can guarantee you that. I'm speaking from experience. So, I hope you guys found this video valuable. I want to make more videos like this because I want to make more videos like this is because this is like the stuff I'm passionate about. Not only just fitness, but the way fitness is able to completely transform not only someone's physique, but their entire life. Yeah, I hope you guys found this video valuable, and I will definitely be making more of these.